So I went outside to film, and I'm not kidding you. The guy who feeds the dogs pulled up, and of course, when he comes to feed the dogs, they go crazy. So we're going to be inside today for Worthy Wednesday. And anyway, this is Amanda from the Fundamental Home, and it's Worthy Wednesday. And we're going to talk about that in a minute, but first, I need to reveal to you the winner of my Just So Trish planner giveaway. So I'm going to send you over to that right now. Okay, here I am with my Just So Trish giveaway. I have the video loaded, and I'm going to go ahead and randomly pick a winner here in a moment, but I just want to say that when I pick a winner, the person that I pick has to have had a comment where they mention a favorite video of Trish's that was required for the giveaway. So I'm going to go ahead and randomly pick a winner, and we'll see who is chosen. Wonderful, Melody Spin, congratulations, you are the winner. Melody says, a lot of people really like the RV Aldi's haul, so I watched it. It was totally awesome, my fave so far. Congratulations, Melody. If you are a resident of the US, by all means, give me a message, send me one on YouTube, or the fastest way to get a hold of me is to send me a private message on Facebook at the Fundamental Home. So send me a message, and do so within 48 hours. If I haven't heard from you in 48 hours, then from the time this video goes live, then it will be forfeit, and I will have to give it to the next person. So get a hold of me as soon as you can. Congratulations. I hope you enjoy your planner. I'm really excited to give this one away. You guys are the best, and hey, Trish, you're the best too. So thank you. Congratulations to the winner, yay! I'm really excited to see what they do with that planner because it's really, really cute. I'm really excited about that one. So make sure if you are the winner that you contact me via either YouTube message or a Facebook message within the next 48 hours. Otherwise, I have to pick a new winner. And Facebook at the Fundamental Home, message me there, and that is the quickest and easiest way to get a hold of me if you need to. So that being done, I do have a new giveaway. Just want to mention that. Tomorrow I'll be announcing that. Anyway, Worthy Wednesday. Today we are talking about parent guilt. Now, this is so relevant right now with Christmas. As you know, I have the Frugal Family Food and the Frugal Family Christmas Facebook group. And a lot of the things that I hear from people about the choices that they make, the financial decisions that they make, a lot of them are based on parent guilt. And for instance, when people are deciding how much to spend for Christmas, oftentimes they're doing it based on how guilty they feel about their children not having so much. You know, they'll say, you know, I really don't have that much money right now, but my kids need a Christmas, so I'll put it on my credit cards. And even though they wouldn't use their credit cards the rest of the year for anything for their kids for fun, at Christmas time, for some reason, they feel like, you know, the fun things and putting it on a credit card is okay. Or I've even heard this, you know, I'm just going to pay my electric bill late because my kids deserve a good Christmas. And even though you would normally not pay your, you know, not pay your bills, at Christmas time, it's like, oh, you know what? We're going to put all that aside because of this expense that we want to do. And it's a want. It's not a need. It's not a need. And so people make these decisions, and they're all based on that guilt and shame and feeling like what their kids what you can afford for your kids isn't enough. And it's funny for me because I know that Rick and I grew up in a county that was one of the richest counties in the United States. And so I can't speak for him, but for me, I know I always got lots and lots of Christmas gifts. And so I have this kind of standard in my mind, and I think a lot of people struggle with that too if you also had a, you know, very full Christmas. So when we were first married and our kids were young, we felt like we had to have this huge Christmas. And I think Rick especially felt it more than I did, that there was a need to have bigger and better every year, you know? And I'm more of a minimalist at heart. So for me, it was just not so much a big deal. I kept thinking, wow, this is really too much. But he was like, no, we need to do more and more. But we could afford it at first. At first, it wasn't a big deal. As the kids got older, it was a little more challenging. But anyway, so we on our own decided to cut back. And as you've heard the whole story with the food and everything, so we just started cutting back on everything. And Christmas was one of those things. Rather than getting more and more every year, we've gone smaller and smaller every year. Until last year, I think we spent, and I have to look at the actual blog post. I'll link it down in the description box. I did a blog post last year about what we did for our Christmas, and I think we spent like $14 a person or something like that. It was under $50 total, because Rick and I don't really do much for each other. But each kid, it was under $14 each kid. So we really spent the least last year than we ever had. And there was this kind of concern that we had amongst ourselves. Well, this is the smallest one we've ever had. Will it be enough? Because when you looked at the tree, it's not like it looked full. It didn't. But we had prepared the kids. We said, this is what's happening. We can't afford that much this year. So, this is what we're going to do. And prepared them. And I'm like, we expect you to be thankful. We expect you to be appreciative. We're going to do the best we can, but this is how it is. So we did have one little surprise thing. It wasn't an expensive thing, but it was a surprise. And that was we had gotten movie tickets, which we had never done before. And that's a whole nother long story. You have to read the blog post to hear about that. But anyway, that totally surprised them. The excitement of the adventure was a big deal. Brianna had never been to the movie theater before that. Again, read the blog post, long story. So anyway, the point is that we didn't have to spend a lot of money. But we warned them and we told them about it. But even with all of that, we were still kind of concerned, will it be enough? Will it be enough? And you know what's funny is at the end of last year's Christmas, Rick and I were sitting and talking, and we were like, this was really a great Christmas. I don't know why we thought, it might be too little. Because what it came down to was, and I'm sorry I'm fidgeting, for some reason it's just uncomfortable where I'm sitting, but now I think I've kind of gotten in my groove. Anyway, but I don't know what it was last year that we had this feeling of kind of like, man, this just isn't enough. And it's comparison. You wonder if your kids are going to have enough compared to other people. But, our kids were happy. They were satisfied. They were content. And I think what it was that we had been honest with them. And told them the truth of our financial situation, which they're aware of anyway, because we pretty much keep our finances in the open. And we did that by choice as they were growing up, because we wanted them to learn how we take care of our finances so that they can make better financial decisions as they grow. So we do keep all of our financial decisions, for the most part, in the open. And so anyway, we were honest with them. We explained what was going on. And said, this is it. And they understood. And kids are really, really super smart about those things. So I think when you change your perspective, when you really start to look at what you have as abundance, rather than feeling like it's less than, and you start to be thankful, then you can let go of those feelings of guilt and shame and really appreciate what's already in your life. And you're giving your kids a gift that's much bigger than any of the things that you're actually purchasing. I'll give you an example. Dolly Partons, Coat of Many Colors. And if you're not from the U.S., you might not know who Dolly Parton is. She's a country western singer. And she tells the story of a coat of many colors that her mother made for her as a gift. And they didn't have much money. There were lots of kids in the family. And she called it a coat of many colors, but what it was a quilted coat. She took some scraps of fabric and sewed them together and made a coat for Dolly. And told her that it was a coat of many colors, like Joseph's coat of many colors in the Bible that was given to him by his father that loved him. And Dolly was so proud of her coat. And when she went to school, the other kids kind of teased her about it. Well, Dolly took all of that whole story, and it made an impression on her. It made an impression on her so much that she wrote a song about it. And that song not only helped her, right, but it also helped all of the people who have listened to it. I mean, it's since been turned into stories. It's been turned into movies. I mean, that one little act of love that her mother did, out of her love, out of her honesty, she didn't try to go do something that was out of her ability to do. She didn't try to, beg, borrow, and steal to get something outside of her financial ability. She took what she had and with all the love in her heart put some work into it and did her very best and gave that to her daughter. And her daughter learned more from that experience than she would have had her mom gone and gotten her something fancy through other extreme means. And I think a lot of kids these days are missing out on a coat of many colors experience. Because rather than their parents being honest about their situation and being truthful and faithful with their own individual finances, they're going out of their way to find other extreme means to get them things that don't mean as much than the honesty that would come from them just giving them something simple, but more in keeping with their actual financial standing. And so, like I said, they're missing that experience. They're missing that coat of many colors that not only will bless them more in the future than any actual gift that you give them, they're also missing the opportunity to be able to share that with others. Because Dolly's mother's gift has given so much to her, and it's also given a lot to other people. And so, anyway, I wanted to talk to you about that because I feel like a lot of us, as we're sitting here planning our Christmas and our shopping, a lot of people are sitting there looking at their finances and feeling like, man, how are we going to do this? I've got to figure out some way to be extreme and go out there and do something. You really don't. Don't feel the pressure. You know, when we lived in that very rich area, we thought it was common to have a big Christmas. Well, now that we live in an area that's one of the poorest counties in the country, we see how not everybody has lots and lots of gifts. You know, a lot of people just have a few. So be content. Even if it's very little, be honest, be content, be thankful. Your kids will follow your example. They will, I promise you. If you come in with feelings of guilt and shame and embarrassment, they're going to leave their Christmas with feelings of guilt and shame and embarrassment and feeling like it's not enough. But if you go into it with an attitude of joy and thankfulness and contentment and really, you know, smile and make the most of it and say, you know, hey, we didn't think we could have anything, but look at what we've got. You know, praise the Lord. This is a great time. I'm so glad we could have this experience together. And you put the effort into it. Put the love and the effort that Dolly's mom did with every stitch in that coat, because that took a lot of time and energy and effort. And your child will come away with not just their actual gifts, but lessons learned that will take them into adulthood and will help them to be more financially responsible as they get older. You don't have to feel guilty about it not being enough. It's enough, really, even if it's nothing. Our pastor in Maryland told about a Christmas that his family went and gave meals to other families that were in need, but their family didn't have anything. And he told about the impact that made on his life, that he saw how great it actually was to give to others even in your need. So I just want to share that with you because we're getting ready to head into the shopping season. You don't got to feel guilty. You really don't. Be happy, be content, be satisfied, be thankful. Put all those feelings aside. Don't feed into it. Don't make others feel bad about the things that they're doing. Just let's support one another, encourage one another. So that's it for this week's Worthy Wednesday. I hope it's been an encouragement and a blessing to you. And that's it. So I will see you all tomorrow.